Rule the world. Let's get it. You can be mine with both sides. Still living for today in the last days and times. Yeah. I took a feeling we more rain. What's up, y'all? How you doing? This is Jasir. I want to welcome you into Reset Sundays. And today's topic is a good one. So please, I always tell you, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. If you want to support what we're doing, please, just a subscription would help along. That would help us to reach more people with this message. Every Sunday we get on here, that many more people can potentially begin their healing journey. So I came up with this topic today. I'll tell you what it is in a second. I came up with this topic today because I've been doing work in the community for a long time now. And not what I'm doing currently per se, but nonetheless, I've been doing this work in the community. And I've noticed that a lot of people tend to think that when you come to someone that's trying to service the community, that they're not supposed to be compensated for their work that they're doing with you even. And I always found that kind of odd, to say the least. I've always found that kind of odd. And I'm coming to this conversation so we can kind of bring some kind of understanding of what this is supposed to look like. Why do people feel like healing should be free? And why people like me feel like healing should not be free? At the end of the day, the goal is to help the community heal from whatever it's suffering from. And trust me, if we're being honest, our community is suffering from a lot. Some of it is self-inflicted. Some of it, as we know, is systematic. We can't do much about the systematic stuff. I mean, you've already had a black president. But we can do about some stuff about the stuff that is self-inflicted, if we choose to. And for those who are in the community trying to help those who are making the decision, be conscious of what it is that they're struggling with to heal, tell me this: why shouldn't those people be compensated for their work, helping you to heal from your traumas? So today on Reset Sunday, the title is called "Should Healing Be Free?" Should the people who are attempting, who are studying, who are putting their livelihoods on the line to help the community do the work that they're doing without any compensation monetarily? Think about that question as I begin. Why we pay for everything except transformation is an amazing concept to me. And again, this is presented by Heal PTHD. And again, this is presented by Heal PTHD. Okay. So we talk about rewire all the time. And here's a question that I would like for us to consider rewiring. Recently, I was listening to a song by Nas. It's called Brunch on Sundays. That's Brunch on Sundays. One of the dope song by Nas, right? And in the song, Nas says that my net worth matches the image. His net worth matches his image. And of course, we know that he's talking about money, meaning that what you see on me, what you see me driving, the environment you see me in, this image matches my bank account. I really have the money to pay for this stuff, right? Yeah. And when I heard that line, I stopped because for many people, that's the goal. They want that image and that net worth for sure. That's the goal. To build an image that reflects success, to look successful, to appear successful, to be perceived as successful. But it made me ask a different question in my PTHD mind, right? Now I said net worth matches the image. My question is, does your net value matches the image? That's my question. Does your net value match your image? Because they're not the same thing. Your net worth and your net value is two different things. Your net worth is exactly what I've already described. Your net value, your core, the things you believe in, your character, does that always translate in public? In your marriages, in your household, in your community? Does that always translate? I'm gonna go ruffle some feathers in this conversation, but I just want to make sure that I am telling the truth here. I just want to make sure that the truth is being put on the table here. So, net worth versus value. Net worth is what you have: money, assets, property, investments, business. Your net value is who you become, your character, your discipline, your integrity, emotional intelligence, self-control, your desire to heal, your purpose, wisdom. One measures possessions, the other measures development. I'm hoping that this resonates with somebody. And if you can hear me clearly, please say something in the chat room so I can know that I'm not speaking, doing all this in vain. So what's the scenario? Let's do some scenario work here. I love scenario work. So imagine someone pulls up to an event. Maybe it's a hood summit, right? They pull up to an event. Luxury whip, haircut, fresh from the barbershop, fresh new drip clothes, gold chain, watches, everything is in place. Smelling good, everything is in place. Everything says I'm doing well. Everything says, I'm successful. I got what I need. Everything says I've invested in myself. Then they come into the Hood Summit and they hear that we have a rewire course going on, and the rewire course is $49, $50, $60, $100, $200, whatever the cost is. They hear how much it costs. And then suddenly, when they hear the cost, they say, well, why are you charging? Oh, man, this is... So I'm having some connection issues, but we're going to get through it. So when they hear the cost, they say, so why are you charging the people to heal? Why do you think people are supposed to pay for your service? What? What's really happening here? This isn't an affordability issue. The issue is valuation. They don't value what I am doing. And not just me, what other people in the community are attempting to do. They don't value that. They see that as a cost-free service because they've already shown they are willing to spend money, though. They've already shown us that by their appearance and their presence, right? They've shown that they're willing to spend money. The real question is, why is appearance worth investing in, but transformation isn't? And maybe it was me. Maybe I'll be accountable, right? Maybe it was me. Maybe I didn't sell or present what I do well enough for them to believe in what I do. But this is why I don't believe that's the thing. Because the majority of people that I know who are light workers, who are doing community work, have the same issue. And that's the reason why they don't stay around long enough, because it becomes an issue for them too at the end of the day. You cannot do all this work and then not be sustained financially. It's just impossible. But if the community sees more value in these things than their transformation, then they're going to not value what you do and expect it for free. And that's just not right. Let's imagine for a moment, the car disappears, jewelry disappears, the clothes disappears, the title disappears, even. Followers disappear, the image disappears. Let me ask you a question. What do you have left? Would the person underneath all of that still be valuable? And I'm talking about to yourself first. Or would you be afraid that you would be so naked that everybody would see the real you, which would make you probably not value yourself at the same time? Because I've rarely seen someone who developed financial status and character at the same time. Like, as much as you invest in those suits and that jewelry and that look, the cars, all the imagery, I've never really seen people. I'm not saying it doesn't exist. I just saying I've never really seen. Maybe my circle is too small, but maybe I need to expand my circle. But do all that investment in those things and also invest in their spiritual, mental, physical, emotional development. Spend as equal amount of money in that area as they do over there, covering other things up. Again, it could be me. If you've seen it, God bless you. That person, I'm sure that person will succeed, whoever that person was. Would they still possess discipline? I'm talking about the same person. Going back to the original question. If that person, all the things they had disappeared, would they still possess discipline, integrity, emotional maturity, purpose, healing, and character? Because eventually life is going to test that person. It's going to test you, not the image. The image is not the test. You will be tested eventually. And if all you have are these things that you have acquired and put on as armor, then when the test comes, how are you going to pass it? Because you can't pass it with money. You can't pass it with things. You can't pass that with things. I want to talk about what I call the outerwear versus the innerwear. Many of us have matured outerwear. The things people can see, I've already named all those things, right? But much of the struggle to me is pretty much inner. And the innerwear things, the things that nobody else sees: self-worth, self-control, emotional regulation, healing, character, and purpose. These are things that nobody gets to see on the inside. You can't put a jacket on that. You can't put a watch on that. Can you spend money on that? Yeah. It's called therapy. It's called spiritual work. It's called all of that. It's called reading books. It's called going to workshops and being in environments where you can get some assistance. It's called seeing a person that you can think you can trust and investing in that person's services and being consistent with it. Sitting on somebody's couch, even if it's a therapist, and getting that work. The outerwear helps people admire you. The innerwear helps people survive you, or you survive yourself. Because when you do your work inside of you, they want to be around you. You don't want them to be around you because of what you have. Because when that stuff is gone, those people will be gone too. We've seen too many people have it all and fall, and then they all have the same story. When they lost the money, the people left. All the parties and stuff stopped. All the friends stopped showing up. They got a chance to see who really valued them as a human being. Let's connect PTHD to this. And for those who've been watching me long enough should know what PTHD is. And really quick, I want to make sure that my brothers Tony and Donald Hurst know that we are going to go in a second with the conversation. I'm just doing a presentation part right now, y'all. So let's go. How do we connect PTHD to this? One symptom of PTHD. All right. Wow. All right. So one symptom of PTHD can be surviving spending, investing heavily in looking successful, feeling escaping discomfort, managing perception, while avoiding investing in healing, therapy, coaching, education, personal development, spiritual growth. Not because we don't need these things, but because we've been programmed to value what people see more than what people can't see. I mean, stop me when I'm lying, yo. Like when I'm not telling you the truth, please tell me that, Jasir, you're not telling the truth. Please tell me that. Stop me when I'm not telling the truth here. Let's do it. Because I want to be honest here. I'm only doing this stuff every Sunday. Even this right here, what I'm doing every Sunday is an investment. This is time out of my day, not just today, in development of this, promoting this, making flyers for this, spending man hours, texting people about it. The money I spend on text blasts and emails, like I'm trying to get the word out. And I'm not just talking about Reset Sundays in totality. I'm talking about everything I do with PTHD, from hood summits to check the rhyme events, like everything that I'm doing. This stuff takes man hours time that takes away from me being able to do something that can take care of my livelihood, take care of my family. I have a grandchild even now. Like these things are important to me, just like it should be to everybody else. But a lot of people think that everything that I do is supposed to be free. I don't understand that. Because when I was going through my transformation, I went to the therapist and spent money with the therapist first. When I was going through my spiritual transformation, I spent money on my spiritual work. I spent money on books and reading and time investing in myself, studying myself and the spiritual practice that I do. I'm sitting right next to my books right here, right behind this computer. Here's one of them right here. Like I invest in what I want to do. And that's to change the programming in my brain that I grew up under, which I call PTHD. Not said net worth match the image, but life taught me a different question. Does your net value match your image like that? Because eventually the image gets tested, and when it does, your healing will matter more than your outfit. When that test comes, man, you cannot put a gold chain in front of it and defend yourself. There's a reason why some people have it all, and when they lose it, jump off of a bridge, because they thought their value was in those things. And that's a lot of people in the hood, man. I mean, we're not really known for committing suicide, but we commit a slow death. We do it slowly. How do we do it? When we don't have value, we go into what we call depression, and we don't call it depression. We put a tough shield around us, and it's called ego. And then that thing becomes a magnet for things on the outside of us to make us feel bad, because the inside doesn't feel great. So I don't care if it's drinking, smoking, sex, clothes, money, cars, watches, trips around the world, selfies on social media, whatever it is. Like, we find something to hide that thing. The real question is this: maybe healing isn't too expensive. Maybe we've just been taught to spend our money proving our value instead of increasing our value. So we're going to go into the discussion at this moment in a hot second. If someone looked at your spending habits, I should say, for the last 12 months, check your bank statements, all that stuff, what would they conclude that you value more? Your appearance more than development, entertainment more than transformation, image more than healing. What would they see? What would they see? And at this moment, I'm going to start bringing in my peoples to join the conversation. Come on in, Tony and Donald, if you're available. Come on in. Let's do the convo. But I want to preface this discussion part with this question for ourselves. And then I have a couple more questions I'm going to present. But at the same time, this one here right now is, I'm going to say it again. If someone looked at your bank statements, your spending habits for the last 12 months, what would they conclude about what you value? Appearance more than development, entertainment, especially living in LA. LA is the entertainment capital. Everybody wants to be entertained every week and every day. It's amazing. Our image more than healing. Welcome to the conversation, everybody. Appreciate your time. I see you got the baby there. What you got for me, brother? Brother Don, because I can't see Tony right now.
All right, yeah. So for me, you'll probably see that, living in LA, money, you make more money, you spend more money. But I think from the last year, you'll probably see for what I spend is a lot of family time, like going to the movies, trips. That's what we value, like going out to dinner, spending a lot of money on groceries. So for me, it would probably be like, Donald values his time with his family and friends, and that's what I believe. Like, I spend a lot of my money on.
Okay. What about you, Baba?
Well, one bank statement wouldn't tell you anything. It would just tell you what I did that month. If you looked at my bank statement from this month, you see probably $1,000 I spent on cigars. That tells you I like to smoke cigars. You look at it, I went shopping, and you see a couple $1,000 I spent on some clothing. I need to have clothes for what I do for a living. My presentation is very important as it relates to what I do for a living and my appearance and what it looks like when I walk into a room. And I also do that for myself because that's very important to me. Presentation means much more than again, my trade. I don't know about nobody else's, but in my trade, I can't go into the meeting with a T-shirt with writing on the front of it. I got to have on a suit and a tie, and I like that. Primarily, I like it. You'd see, I just got back from Palm Springs. You see an extravagant amount of money that I spent in Palm Springs, but in my bank statement doesn't speak to who and what I am. it spoke to what I had to do and what I did that particular month. And you look over in certain months, you look at it and you won't see a high volume of spending at all. You'll maybe see cash withdrawals that I've taken out and given money to my children. So my bank statement wouldn't indicate anything other than by God's grace, I make a lot of money and I spend a lot of it.
Okay. This is getting deeper than I thought. This is getting deeper than I thought. Okay. So let me ask y'all a question. This is the question based upon what we're talking about. And if you heard me from the beginning, I'll rewind for those who didn't hear. I've been doing this thing here that I do for a long time now. Not PTHD, but I'm talking about working in the community. And a lot of times that gets translated into it should be free. People don't really understand what it costs to do the work that we do, how much time gets invested into this. The mental investment alone that it takes to do it. Doing this work can be mentally draining, financially draining, spiritually draining, a whole lot of drainages. And people tend to think that you're supposed to help them through their process of what they feel they need, which is a great thing that they're coming to that conclusion that they need help. They no longer want to carry the burdens of whatever has been burdening them their whole lives. And they feel like because you are a person in the community, and particularly you look like them, that your services does not or should not render compensation. And I think that big idea comes from the church so much that people are tired of the church concept, these pastors that take money and go buy jets and live well. But the thing is, you need help. And if you need help, why wouldn't you pay for it? Because you pay for everything else that you don't need. So my question to y'all, do y'all think that healing should be free? In other words, should the work that people do in the community be free for the community to come and take advantage of? And take advantage of maybe a little bit too harsh, but you get what I mean.
So for me, I could go. I did work in the community for past 10 years. Doing the daily workshops for a nonprofit focusing on fathers coming home from prison. And so for me, the fathers that came in for the healing and to better their lives, it was free. But someone has to pay for it. So I don't care if it's grants, donations, of course, everything, staffing, my time, costs money. But I feel like for the community, it can benefit them for being free. And I feel like results, great work pays for itself, over time. The work that you do here is gonna pay off because the results speak for themselves. And so that's what I'm big on is, it's gonna get greater later. When I first started, barely, getting by, and then as the results, I start picking up, great things start to happen for me. So I feel like if you got a talent and you passionate for it and you want to give it to the community, give it to them. And I feel like in time, everything's gonna work out well for you, especially those are happening. So yeah. So that's my take.
Appreciate that, Don. Mr. Wafer.
I think you asked a two-part question. One, should some services be free? Certainly some services should be free. Should all services be free? Of course not. And when you talk about putting in your time and your money and all that, well, you invested in what you believe in. I spent a fortune, both monetarily and sweat equity, in building my company, what I do. I didn't get paid for this for a lot more often than not. Was I was building it, I had to spend my own money. I had to spend my own time. I had to do all of those things because I was investing in what I believed in. I knew it was no return on investment immediately as it relates to people wanting my services, but I had to build on my worth as it relates to what I was contributing. Then at the end of this, no different than a doctor, physician, or anybody who's actually matriculated through the academy, their time and their sacrifice, then they get paid later. You realize how many years a physician has to go to school before he or she sees a return on investment? You're talking about years and tremendous debt before they can actually see patients. So that one has to ask oneself, do I really want to be a doctor? Do I really want to do these things? Uh, and then people want to see actual return on investment. If in fact they see return on investment, they'll invest in you. People don't hire me because they like me. I mean, sure, some of them do quite naturally, but they wouldn't pay me the money that they pay me or continue to work with me if they didn't see return on investment. And and I think there's two sides to it. I think again, if you're invested, if you're trying to build something, first and foremost, you have to put in a tremendous amount of sweat equity, your own time, taking away from the things that you like, taking away from some of the luxury time that you would spend doing the things that you enjoy, because your butt would be somewhere cracking a book, reading and researching and studying. Well, that's for you. That's to enhance you and enhance your valuability and actually dictate and determine how much you are actually worth at that point in time. So you can't separate the two. And even if you've done all of that, I mean, even if you look at some of the most expensive law firms in the country, they do a lot of pro bono stuff. That's their form of give back, but they also are there for profit too. And I think we confuse sometimes making money with not having commitment to the community. And I think one can do both.
Both of you have a very interesting take on this. But I'm gonna give my take on it. I think it should be paid for. Period. Period. Point blank. Um, I was hoping he would come on today, but I don't know if he can make it. I know today's one of his events he has to do, but I have a spiritual brother that I work with named Baba Jasir. We were talking about this in preparation for today. He's a spiritual Babalao. He fought Babalao. And we were talking about how the work that goes into this thing we do call Ifa, spiritually helping people spiritually. I'm not going to get into the graphic details of it on this thing here. But there's a lot of work that goes into it that people just don't understand. And then every time someone comes to get what we call a reading, they always question why they got to pay for the reading. Primarily new people. The people who understand what it is, they know what it is already. But the new people come in and be like, why I got to pay you for that? You're the one who called us and said, I need help to figure out something going on in my life. Why do you think that I'm supposed to stop my day, spend an hour and a half on you, and then come back and spend another 2+ hours on the things you're going to need to get the things that you need done after this reading for free, when I have kids to feed and bills to pay just like you? Now, bring that to what we're talking about as far as what I do and everything I've been doing. We all are supposed to take care of our family as men, particularly, right? Isn't that our job? So how do I do that when I'm out here doing stuff for free for people?
I wouldn't give you a quarter to give me a spiritual reading. You or nobody else. I wouldn't give you, your Babala or preacher, a quarter to give me a spiritual reading.
I don't know why I can hear nothing you just said.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you, but it might be my end. But go try it again.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
I wouldn't give you, your Babala, or preacher a quarter to give me a spiritual reading. Can you hear me?
Say it one more time. It was low. Say it
I
again.
would not pay you a spiritual reading, your Babala, or preacher a quarter to give me a spiritual reading.
This is a question. I only told you that. I don't know how to answer the question. I'm gonna say this. I heard you say something about a Bible hour and spiritual reading.
Maybe I'm gonna go out and come back in. Maybe if I go out and come back in, it'll work better.
Okay. Let's just keep it in the pocket of what we came here to do. So, and I'm not gonna keep y'all long. And time is money, and I appreciate your time. Like again, like even right now, like you guys are taking time out of your day to talk about this online in hopes to help other people, right? Not just us having a conversation, because I don't think neither one of us just want to talk about this and chop it up. We could go to the cigar lounge and do that, right? But in this moment right now, like you guys are taking time out of your day to have this conversation to hopefully help other people, including myself. Help me, please. Help me understand what I may not understand. But at the same time, I would love to be able to say, hey, here, take this money, man, for your time. Because I know you have kids. You just had your baby on your shoulder. Like, you're taking time out of your family time on a Sunday. What happened? He popped into another one? Move from the stage. We'll get back on that.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I think it's my end. I think my end sounds staticky. I'm gonna try to put these damn headphones on.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you better.
I can't hear you, nobody.
Wait, hold up a sec. No, what the hell?
Can you hear me?
But
Can
go
you hear
ahead.
me? Test 1, 2, 3. Can
I can hear
anybody
you.
hear me?
I can hear you. I hear you.
Can I be heard? I can't. Can you hear? Can you hear me?
Yep.
You can hear me? I can't hear you, but you guys aren't coming through in mine. I heard you at first, but I can't hear you now.
These beats, what are these things?
You're in this show. Everyone can see and hear you. That's what my notes say.
All right, I'm just gonna move through
I
this.
can't hear
real
you
quick.
at all.
So I want to get out of here. I don't want to stay here too long. Again, time is money.
Donald, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Say something and see if I can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you guys.
I can't hear. You came on mute. I can't hear you.
All right, I can't do this.
What's the deal with this thing?
So,
Microphone.
all right, so I'm gonna end it like this. I don't want to keep going back and forth. I want to get this done so I can get to my day. I got stuff to do. All right, so I wanted to do this conversation. I want to have a conversation because I really feel like our community would do better across the board if we saw more value in people that's trying to help the community. Malcolm X died poor. Martin Luther King died poor. A lot of the people who came to help the community didn't leave this earth with enough to leave their children, their descendants. And they left this earth. And I struggle with this episode of the Boondocks. You ever seen the Boondocks episode when Martin Luther King came back alive? You see that episode and he's like, would I do this all over again for these same people? Absolutely not. It was everything I did to help my people in vain. Look at the condition our people are in now versus what he left it. Look at the BET Awards now and look at the music that we had back then. Would I come back and do all this all over again for people that in 30, 40 years ago basically come to my parade and shoot and fight and gangbang on each other? Was my investment worth my death? Me risking my life and my kids not growing up and my wife not being able to spend time with me and watch our kids grow up. That's an extreme end. Now let's take it to the end of just basically living, like being able to, I'm helping you with this thing. I should be able to help myself stay sustained with at least the essentials of life. It should not be that I got to spend money out of my pocket all the time. I'm not saying never, but all the time. And you spend nothing out of your pocket because you think that I'm a community healer and I'm supposed to just give it to you. That ain't how reciprocity works. If I want a plant to grow, I got to water it. I got to give it something. If I want a garden, I gotta till the garden. I got to put in investment time into that garden. If I want to work in any kind of field in this world, I got to go to school and invest the money into that school. And the teacher got to teach me what I need to be taught so that I can learn what I need to learn to be able to go into that field. Why is it when it comes to these things, character things, spiritual things, that goes way further than anything that I just named, is looked at like it should be a free gift? I'm not necessarily in understanding of that. And I think that if we invested more in that area, if more people like that doesn't work like me and spiritual workers and light workers alike had more investment in them, I think our communities would shift even further and faster even, because then these people can actually do the work and just do the work and not have to go get 2 and 3 jobs to sustain their regular life while doing this thing over here for free. Like, if this was their only work, imagine how much further they can get. Imagine how many more people they can actually touch and help. In conclusion, I hope that this message doesn't offend anybody, because it's not designed to offend anyone. It's just designed to put the conversation on the table. I think that we have invested in so many other things that do not help the community whatsoever. For years and years and years. Slauson Swap Meet is still on Slauson. Louisiana is still selling chicken. McDonald's is still making hamburgers. The liquor store is still on the corner of your community blocks. SoFi is in the middle of Inglewood. Tell me, what has SoFi done for your community to help you to be better as a community? I just don't understand why, when people that actually want to do the work gotta break themselves to help the community versus the community breaking themselves to help themselves. And when I say break themselves, I don't mean like spending all their money. I mean like break off from the things that they have called the norm and come into something different in an environment or a space that someone has curated and invest in it. It's simple. It's really simple. This is not a rocket science concept to me. I think if that mentality was adapted in our community, we would go way further, way faster, and be way better than what we see it to be today. Just go to any Juneteenth event. Just go to any King Day parade and look around and tell me that doesn't need investment. Go to the Taste of Soul. Tell me that doesn't look like we need investment in ourselves. This is no diss to anybody who hosts these events, because the events are necessary. It brings the community together. But when you see the community collectively in one space, for me, it's disheartening at times. When I see people walking around high, drunk, talking crazy, dressing crazy, acting crazy, fighting, fussing, cussing, smoking weed. Like, listen, that girl, Young Miami, came out on the stage at the BET Awards recently, and the entire crowd was singing her song. This is where we are. Her song is #1 on Billboards. And you know the name of the song. I'm not going to give it that much credit by naming it. The entire crowd was singing her song as she presented an award for somebody. And you telling me that we are not in a space that needs investment in mental health? Hey, I accept my plight in this, and I accept my pathway in this. I understand where we are with it. Does it make it okay at times? No. Does it get frustrating at times? Yes. But I accept where we are with it. I accept where my community is. That's why I still choose to do the work that I do. And I'm going to do this work because I've been called to do it. And I hope that one day our community just wakes up and decides to invest in each other versus having to go ask other people to invest in us to help ourselves. Malcolm X said it best. If you got to depend on your enemy for help, you in bad shape. One of my favorite quotes from Malcolm X. We got to depend, most of us who do this healing work, we got to depend on getting grants or getting somebody else to fund what we're doing to make it free, turn around and make it free for the community. We got to go outside, a lot of the times, people who even look like us, to get granted and get funding so that we can bring it back Robin Hood style and help the community. It should be reversed. It should be reversed. We should be able to come to the community and get the help that we need. Not to get rich and buy planes and a Bentley off of it or a big house in Ladera. Like, not that. Just to have essentials, though. And to continually stay planted in the community and to stay erected, just like y'all kept the Slauson Swap Meet open for almost 60 years. And they never gave nothing back to you but a bullet in the Watts riot. They never gave nothing back to the community. But they're still there. People still walking there buying socks and t-shirts. Hey, let me get off my soapbox. I hope that you got something from this presentation. I got to get out of here. I got things I got to go do. I appreciate Tony and Donald coming in. My system wasn't really working right, Donald, because I couldn't really hear you. Something with my speaker that I really couldn't hear what you were saying. So it's something on my end I got to fix for the next one. But I'll have it fixed by the next time I'm online. I have it worked out. I'm sorry I couldn't hear everything you said. I appreciate your time coming on here. I know your time is valuable. You're doing a lot of good work in the community yourself. Brother Donald, I love what you're doing with the fatherhood stuff. I want to send a shout out to my boy, Jasir. I guess he couldn't make it on, but he does great work in Atlanta. He's a Babalao in Atlanta. I've known him for 20 years. Does a lot of great work. And it's people like that I wanted to come in and talk because we see on the other side. But I would love to see this mindset shift in the community get more involved with their own healing by investing in the people who come to help them heal. The people who have been selected by the Most High to do the work that they're doing. Because you don't do the work that we're doing just because this is what you dreamed of your whole life. This is not what happens. Like, you get selected, you get tested, you get put through trials and tribulation that when you come out of these things, you're like, man, I know it can't not do me. Let me help somebody else with this. And you go do that. And yeah, it's just not invested or seen the same as other people. But hey, it is the work that we're called to do. And I appreciate what I do. I appreciate PTHD coming through me in this lifetime. Me having the will, the courage to step out on it and put it out there and call it for what it is and try to help other people see the same thing. I pray that you guys hear this message and help it lands to where you can hear what we're actually saying. Go invest in yourself. Invest in your community. If you invest in someone doing community work, you're investing in yourself. You are going to need it if you don't need it now. And if you don't invest in these people, they will not be able to be there when you need them. It's just impossible to do. They will not be there when you need them because they got to live real life just like you. If they're taking time to do this work for you, invest in them. Make sure that you do your best to make sure that that person stays there for you and not just you, somebody else coming behind you. Even if you go online and share their page, share a video, go to one of their events and support it consistently. Show up, send somebody else, share information with other people. Like, investment is not always just money. Like, invest in helping this person to get out there so somebody else can see who actually needs it and come and get the help. It's not always monetary. Sometimes it's just taking time to do some work to send it out to somebody else and help them. All right, y'all. I'm gonna get out of here. Appreciate your time. God bless everybody. We'll be back here next Sunday, same time, 10 a.m. PTHD. God bless.